Hi, I'm Danya,
And I'm Shaheen.
and you're listening to or watching.
Reality woo woo.
And sorry,
It's not something to believe in, it's something
it's
to talk about.
there. It is. There it is. Completely just
We're in it.
blew it. We're in it. We're ready. We're here to go. We're talking about Pisces season.
Pisces isn't so clean every time
It's
they
true.
approach conversation. I know it's in my moon sign. My moon gets in the way of my tongue all the time.
Sometimes it's messy, and that's okay. Anything worth building is a messy process, and anyone who tells you otherwise is lying to you.
They're lying. Yeah.
If it's an earth sign and they're like, it's going to be a perfect, they're going to pretend that it's perfect,
Yeah.
but it's going to get messy.
Yeah, don't listen to that.
So we have to accept those sides of ourselves. That's a whole part of it, is that
Exactly.
you got to embrace the messiness.
I once heard that describing the difference between a Virgo and a Pisces is that a Virgo has everything in neat piles, but a Pisces has a ton of different piles all over the place, but they know what's in all of those piles. They fully know. It's not a mess to them.
That's a good yes. And that's something I've been finding some balance on personally, is acknowledging it as being at the other end of the zodiac as a Pisces, is acknowledging the mess and pretending, not pretending that it's not there, because it is there.
It's there.
It's about embracing it. Okay, so Pisces season. What dates this year? It will be February 19th through March 20th. You're getting this episode on February 15th because we want to give you enough time to work with
Take your notes down.
Yeah, jot it down and get ready for Pisces season. Do you want to give, since it is your moon sign, let's remind people real quick, since, everyone's so focused on their own signs. What is the energy of a Pisces? What does that feel like?
Feels like the image right now of me. I'm wearing a hippie shirt and purple and teal colors, watery. No, but more stat driven. What Cosmo would say, the basic definition would be Pisces is emotional and sensitive and intuitive. When I use the word sensitive too, I don't necessarily mean that you can poke them easily emotionally, but more like they read rooms. They take in the energy of people around them a lot, so they
A
absorb.
little boundaryless sometimes.
Yeah, but also they have on the other end of that, like they can have a god complex. I heard that once from a Leo friend years ago, and I was like, yeah, we can. But I think that's just because Pisces has a lot of knowledge in them, a lot of knowledge and experience spiritually. They're at the end of the zodiac, so they have a little bit of everyone in them.
Yeah, this is the end of the astrological year. So we talked about the lunar new year in the Aquarius season episode, but Pisces is at the end of the zodiac season. So Aries is the first sign. We'll be moving into Aries season after Pisces season. And it's a water sign. That's, alluding to the emotions and kind of that watery feel. And according to Allure, just gonna give a straight quote.
Allure, the best like astrology resource.
Yeah,
I love
always.
that we use these links.
So Pisces is ruled by Neptune, the celestial body that governs creativity and dreams. And then, we just want to give the full picture of that. We want it to be dreamy. We want it to be a time for you to kind of realize what could be. But at the same time, there is a tendency towards escapism or illusion. So, we want to stay grounded in reality as we move through these things. Reality, woo woo.
Reality, woohoo.
Woohoo. It's good. Reality is good. We like it. Okay, so we have no major transits. That was something we were both psyched about. So there's no major retrogrades going on, which is exciting.
Free open space.
One thing to note, because it kind of happens around the exact same time. So Pisces season starts on February 19th. Venus is moving into Aries on February 20th.
That's where my Venus is on my natal chart.
Oh, look at you. Okay, so you're ready. You're excited about it. And to be fair, what does that embody? It embodies a little bit of moving fast, some impulsivity. So, just
Are you saying we fall in love too fast when we have
that is
Venus
what I'm
in Aries?
saying.
Okay, then that's what we're saying the same thing then. Okay, good.
We're saying the same thing that for all of us, right, as we're moving into, or Venus is in Aries, it's not a negative, it's not a positive. I am just letting
There's
people
no need
know.
to rush in head first with your love endeavors or beauty endeavors, even, not just love.
Well, because think about the two things that I've just said, right? Coming together. So Pisces can be illusion. And then we have Venus and Aries, and it's like, move fast, just fucking go. And it's like, I just don't want you to walk down any lanes that maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah. Or maybe I just want to encourage people to use that confidence and shine a light on yourself. Venus and Aries, when I read it, it's very me-centric. It's like the way that you attract people and things is by focusing on your ego. And I can't say that that's wrong. I agree with it.
Okay.
So if it's there, then like the energies are there for that, to support that.
Yeah. If you usually have a hard time going after what you want in love, particularly, then maybe it is a time to kind of jump in.
Yeah, you said that so much better.
No, I didn't.
Think about what your individual needs are and how you yourself can
use it to
benefit
balance
from
you.
Venus.
But if you're always I just want to hedge it a little. If you're always an impulsive fucking person, chill out, my love. Just be aware of the situation.
I feel like you and I are both channeling listeners who want both of our advices, and those independent listeners are getting what they would need out of it.
Right, because you're like, just fucking do it, and I'm
just
like,
go for it. Put your heart on a platter.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Yes. Okay. So that's that. And then the new moon, as we have talked about, the new moon always occurs in the same sign that the sun is in, and it is in Pisces. So that new moon is on the first day of the season. It's going to occur on February 19th. So I thought, since in the Aquarius episode, I'm going to give you some little practices, some stuff to work with during the season, and you can take it, you can leave it. But I was thinking, since it's a Pisces new moon, I would encourage a little bit of a sleep ritual, right? We're all sleep deprived. We're all a little burnt out. So, I would encourage you on February 19th to make sleep as luxurious as possible. And if you want to bring in, so the new moon is in Pisces, the full moon is in Virgo, which we'll get to, and I'll give you a whole background on. So there's this balance between the wateriness of Pisces and then the earthiness of the full moon in Virgo, which will occur a week or so later. But before you go to sleep, I want you to put on some rain sounds. I want that to kind of be the vibe that you're setting, to bring in that water. And kind of nurture yourself. And then to bring in the earth of it is I encourage you to do some lavender spritz, maybe on the underside of your pillow. So you're bringing in that earthiness, you're bringing in that water, and
putting joy in your bed too. You're
make
putting
it a really
some sensory experience in the place.
Totally, this really lovely experience. Yeah, because I want you to dream. That's what it is I want to set you up for success so that you can dream, and it's less about doing, right? This is like easy shit. This is not something you have to like pre-plan and go out and buy your sage and blah 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 blah. Like it's just like be there, but set yourself up for a dreamy success and keep a journal nearby. That's it. Bring in the water with the water sounds, bring in the lavender, the earthiness.
You're really channeling Pisces energy. You're like converting people into Pisces right now. They don't even know.
I want you to enjoy it. And
I love that.
less doing, more being, and just keep your journal handy and see what fucking comes up,
Yeah,
after you
see what your
treat yourself.
subconscious tells you. Yeah. I also really hope that Rihanna's listening. She might be, because her birthday is the next day, February 20th. I just remember that by heart. So I would love if she kind of prioritized sleep the night before.
I'm obsessed with that. So yes, hopefully this makes it from my lips to Rihanna's ears.
Yes.
I want her to prioritize those dreams. Okay, great. So as I mentioned, then so new moon, February 19th, you know what to do. You know to get your dreams on. Then the full moon in Virgo will happen on March 7th. And so Aquarius and Leo, we talked about the balance between the we and the me. And this is the balance between Pisces and Virgo is about dreams and reality. It is about actualizing the things that you want. So you have to dream big in order to have vision. And then you need to channel that Virgo energy to actually help things to occur.
I love that. I was even thinking about you describing it like seasonally in spring, when Pisces is like, you have to envision spring if you want it to come. And then it does.
Yeah.
And Virgo's like harvest. We've covered this. They're focused on like conservation and creation of things to keep you alive through winter.
Yeah, it's as I was doing this research, I was offended, of course, because the full moon in Virgo is also referred to as the worm moon. Like, fucking rude.
Worm moon.
Yeah, but when you
Why?
dig the worm moon, and when you dig into that a little bit more, that's that's the
like a
farmer's
worm.
almanac stuff. Like that's not, that's how farmers refer to it, and that's because because the earth is starting, this is the final full moon of the winter season. We are heading into spring, so the worms are starting to pop out of the ground, and the robins are starting to sing. So the things, if you really like think about it, this is all logical. You plant seeds in the fall, and now they're starting to pop out of the ground. It's just starting to heat up. So that's why we're called the worm moon.
I'm excited.
Not just because we're like annoying.
It's not just because you're worms.
We're grubby little worms.
It's really thoughtful.
Yeah.
Meticulously decided. There was like a committee of Virgos who decided this is actually really appropriate.
Yeah, this makes sense. We're going to adopt it.
So you approve.
Yeah, I felt, but so okay, for the full moon in Virgo, there is a little bit more action. It's less like just lay your head on a pillow. This is the full moon. We talked about this is a time of, you're not manifesting new shit. That's a new moon situation. That's why you're dreaming. You are releasing things that no longer serve you. So look back at the last 6 months of your life and be like, okay, I'm done with that energy. It got me to here. The worms are starting to pop out of the ground. I'm ready. I can let go of some of this energy. So we are going to bring in sage. I want you to pull out the sage, and then release procrastination, because it's springtime. It's a time for doing. We're about to. You need a little bit more energy in the way we're coming out of that hibernation time. So I want you to release procrastination.
I love that advice. I'm like not just saying that because I'm your podcast host or your co-host, but I love the connection between Pisces thinking to the future and it being a new moon, and Virgo being focused on action. And of course, it has been winter, lots of retrogrades, lots of slowness, but prepare and release. Release. What was your word for release?
You've had an excuse.
Procrastination.
Yeah, you had an excuse to be slow, and I've encouraged it, frankly, that this was a slow start to the year, but February was really kind of the start of things, Aquarius season, and then this is, March 7th. It's happening. We're going. We're moving forward. There's no reason for you to still be kind of dragging yourself backwards. And it's a time to, like I said, release whatever has happened over the last 6 months. A lot of shit has happened. Yeah. I know people are going through major changes, both, emotionally, in their careers, with their families, all of that. Any tension, let it go.
Let it go. Find what you can let go and let that part go.
Yeah.
Don't focus on the other things that you can't let go. But
exactly.
That's wonderful.
Exactly. Cool. Okay. So now that we've given you a pretty full overview and a couple, fun tips and tricks, I think we're going to round it out with some some predictions for Pisces season. And I will say, I literally was like, nothing cool happens in like February or March. Truly.
Literally, March does not exist at all.
I mean, if you're into like March
Sorry,
Madness.
I have like several friends who have birthdays in March, but your
Yeah.
birthday, we all forget.
Yeah. March is like March Madness if you're into college basketball, I guess. And they had to like make that up because there was nothing else to do at this time
there's
of
like,
year.
well, March isn't taken. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's put basketball so people can sit inside and drink beer and bet on games.
I do notice there's a lot of new music that comes out through February and March, usually. And I don't know why that is timing wise. I guess because the Grammys happen and they're trying to set it up for next year, maybe.
Yeah. Grammys are it's Grammys week in LA right now as we're recording this. So Grammys are on the 5th on the Leo full moon of February. So yeah, that actually kind of makes sense that people are trying to create a new cycle for.
I think Rihanna released her last album in like February.
Well, that's my first prediction. Thanks for
Oh, shit.
Thanks for leading us here. Is that it'll be post Super Bowl, so maybe we get a full Rihanna album. What do we think?
I hope so. I still am like, it's
You're
funny how for years I'm like
Let it
Rihanna,
go.
let's do it.
No, it's happening. I think that's what we're gonna
I
get.
can't just get my hopes up. This is how much I want it because that's why.
The Super Bowl is going to be the performance. We're going to get a single, and then I think we're going to get a full album.
We're going to get a
Pisces
single.
season.
Okay, my hopes are a little up for at least a single.
We're going to get a single post Super Bowl, but we're going to get a full album during Pisces season. That's my personal prediction.
Really interesting timing too, because there's lots of talk about like other artists for the
And
Grammys
she's not
this week.
stupid.
And
She knows she's a
she's not
Pisces. She knows
stupid,
we all know that she's a Pisces. So I kind of think.
Her Venus is also in Aries. I know this because there's a lot of
There's some hope. There's
in
some
her
hope
chart
there
right now.
Yeah. My other, you were just talking about the Grammys. The
Rihanna Sans. I'm sorry.
The
I just had
Rihanna
to get that off my chest. Yeah. Okay. That's all.
Good. It's good. March 12th is the Oscars, and I don't care about that whatsoever. But there is a good film. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Did you see it?
I did finally see this very late. I was like the last person in the world to see it. Loved it. Obsessed
So
with
good.
it.
But isn't it? I mean, it is a little chaotic, but it is Pisces. I think it's got a Pisces vibe to it.
Yeah. There's structure, and it makes sense to the
There's
individual.
structure. It's very emotional. It is a little bit about our dreams, like our life dreams and the different paths. And so my big prediction is that they fucking sweep the Oscars because it's a very Pisces movie. It's having its moment, and the award ceremony is on March 12th, right smack in the middle.
It speaks to so many audiences, and it
really
speaks mostly to this. I love that you started this thing where we start to give signs to objects and things like the Eagles being a Cancer. It's fun.
Yeah. So I think it's nice, and I can see that film. It has a very Pisces vibe. I see this being its moment. It's time to shine.
Could be.
The other same day on March 12th is daylight saving time. It's spring forward, so it's the shitty one because in the fall we get that extra hour. We get to sleep more. This one's the one where we get pushed forward, but it feels shitty, and it's really like, no, like that means we're getting more daylight. Like
we get more daylight. I love it. It's really dark.
We're recording right now. It's 5:30, and there's still daylight outside. It's not. It's not as depressing as it was a few weeks ago, and for that we can be grateful.
I like time switching just because it's weird. Like everyone always complains about it, and I'm like, well, it's different. I don't know. Even if I gain an hour or I lose an hour, I'm just kind of like, ooh, fresh.
Spiced it up on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's like a new haircut you didn't ask for, but you got, and it's not terrible.
I'm in agreement with you. I'm into it. Yeah, it makes that Sunday always a little more interesting than it has any right to be. Okay, and then the last thing I have here is International Women's Day is March 8th, and at the beginning of this year of 2023, California outlawed basically pink taxes. Do you know what that is?
No.
So it's and all kind of in different state legislatures, at least the liberal ones, they're trying to push this forward. Is that so? A pink tax is the fact that they can sell you a blue razor for $2, but a pink razor costs $5 for some reason, simply because it's pink, and marketed towards women. It's absolute bullshit.
Right.
And so
I was going to assume it had to do with that idea.
Yeah, of charging us more for a plain white Hanes t-shirt than a 3-pack for men is $15 and a single white t-shirt for women is $20. Yeah, we make less, and then also we get charged more for basic essentials.
Yeah.
You know, just to keep us in our place, essentially, is what's going on there. But with that, I think there's going to be more awareness around things like that. And I hope there's more important conversations on International Women's Day about how women have been affected post-pandemic. More women have been pushed out of the workforce. I'm sure more women have lost jobs during all of these major tech layoffs because women do the people jobs. We tend to do less of the technical work, but we do the people, operational, recruitment, communications, marketing, those sorts of quote unquote fluffy jobs. And those are the first ones to get cut. So there's been, I'm sure, an adverse effect. And I hope that there's more awareness around that, a conversation.
Yeah. Also, tampons should just be free.
Free, right?